Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the hydrographic survey. So today's topic of the discussion are introduction, what is hydrographic survey, where it is used, what is the purpose of the hydrographic survey, then definition of the basic terms used in the hydrographic survey. While studying the chapter, frequently we come across such terms. Then what do you mean by the vertical control and the horizontal control? How these controls are established for the hydrographic survey, and in last we'll discuss about the what are the different equipments required for the hydrographic survey and what are the different methods of sounding. We'll discuss one by one. In second year surveying, you have studied what are the different types of the survey. It is in classification of the survey. We have discussed about the engineering surveys, land surveys, marine surveys, astronomical surveys, and the hydrographic surveys. In simple words, the hydrographic survey means the surveys which are carried out on water bodies or near the water bodies. So any survey related to water bodies is coming under the category of the hydrographic survey. It is one of the important kind of the survey which is required for the construction of the various facilities such as the docks, harbor, bridges, or any structure. If you want to construct in water or near the water body, then you have to carry out this hydrographic survey. Okay. So this hydrographic survey is nothing but the branch of surveying which deals with the measurement of bodies of water. Okay, that is, it is the art of delineating the submarine levels, contours, and features of seas, the oceans, gulfs, river, and lakes. You may say it is the branch of applied science which deals with the measurement and description of the physical features of oceans, seas, coastal areas, lakes, and river, as well as with the prediction of their changes over time for the primary purpose of safety of navigation and in support of all other marine activities including economic development, security and defense, scientific research and environmental protection. It is an important tool for the hydrographic studies. Nowadays, as a part of the commerce, many ships are navigating from one part of the country to another part of the country. When are defining the sea routes, it is necessary to find out what kinds of the obstructions are available in the sea routes in the form of the reefs, any submarine structure, or submarine rocks, what kind of the strata may be there. You have to find out so that your journey will be safe. That means the navigation will be safe. From the safety point of view, when you are conducting this survey for the navigational purpose, then the hydrographic survey is conducted. So this hydrographic surveying deals with the configuration of the bottom and adjacent land areas of oceans, lakes, rivers, harbors and other waters from on the earth. Other water from on the earth means if you are conducting the survey in dam or near the dam or the lake, pond, then it is near the water or on the earth. In strict sense, it is defined merely as the surveying of water area. However, in modern uses, it may include the wide variety of the other objectives. The different objectives are such as measurement of tides, current, gravity, earth magnetism, and determination of the physical and chemical properties of water. The principal objective of most hydrographic surveys is to obtain basic data for the compilation of nautical charts with emphasis on the features that may affect the safe navigation. As I said, for the navigation purpose, the hydrographic survey is very important. Other objectives include acquiring the information necessary for related marine navigational products, for coastal zone management, engineering and science. You might have visited beaches, you might have visited the docks, ports or the harbor area. Alongside seaside, you will find so many structures are constructed. Okay, so before the construction of such structures, maybe docks, harbor, ports or any related facilities, maybe quay, wharves, jetties, you need to conduct this detailed hydrographic survey to get the data for the design purpose and for the construction purpose. Even if you construct any bridge in the river, then to get the data about the flood, to get the data about the highest flood level, maximum flood level, so this survey is to be conducted. So what is the purpose of the hydrographic survey? Okay, as we are affiliated to the Pune University, so in the examination many times such questions are asked. The purpose of the hydrographic survey is for controlling and planning of engineering projects like bridges, dams, tunnels, reservoirs, harbors. That is construction of the docks, ports, harbor, tunnel to determine the mean sea level and the observation of the tides. Many times while listening to the news on the TV or the radio, when the weather forecast is predicted, then we get the message from the respective authority that fishermen are not allowed to enter into the sea for this and this day or this time because there is a possibility of the high tides or the height of the tide may be above the average. Okay, so also to find out the mean sea level. So what is mean sea level? While establishing any benchmark, the reference point is the mean sea level. Before the independence, the reference point was in the Karachi. So we are taking the mean sea level at the Karachi, but now for our convenience in India also, at so many locations, you will find the mean sea level. That is the one particular location at the point in the sea where your reference level is a 0.00 meter, and with respect to that, other levels are measured or fixed. For the measurement of the discharge of the rivers, the hydrographic survey is conducted. So this, if you want to find out the discharge of the river for any other design of the civil engineering facility, that is a bridge or construction of any wall in the channel of the river, okay, then measurement of the discharge is required. You may use the simple method like the float methods, okay, or you may use the nuclear isotopes can be used, or using the simple equipments like the current meter, this discharge can be measured. So this type of the survey is the hydrographic survey. So for the measurement of the discharge of the rivers, hydrographic survey is conducted. For measurement of areas subjected to score or silting and to ascertain the quantities of the dredge material, how much amount of the material is to be removed from the particular location to achieve the desired depth at particular location to get the particular draft. Dredging operations are carried out. Okay, frequently in the docks and harbor area, then the navigation path for the sea is defined, for the steamers is defined, and if the sufficient draft, that is the level of the water is not available, okay, so water level may change because of the depth may be changed because of the silting of the material. So frequently with the help of the dredger, this material is to be removed. So for the measurement of the area subjected to score or silting and to ascertain the quantities of the dredged material. For the determination of the shore lines. When you are delighting the shores, when you are defining the shoreline survey is conducted. To mark the shorelines, the hydrographic survey is to be carried out. For making subsequent investigations to secure information needed for the construction, development and improvement of the port facilities, hydrographic survey is one of the essential survey. For the determination of the coastal erosion and the silting, this survey is carried out, and for determination of site of the construction of the harbors and the dockyards. Okay, when you are going to construct any structure along the sea coast, then the hydrographic survey is one of the essential survey. So these are the some of the examples in which the underwater construction is carried out. These are the very popular structures. Okay, it may be the bridge or the Burj Khalifa building. Okay, so these photographs depicts the necessity of the hydrographic survey. Whenever any underwater construction is to be carried out, the hydrographic survey is necessary. When you are dealing with this hydrographic survey, when you are studying this one, we come across some basic terms, and one of the very important and the popular term is the sounding. What is sounding? Measurement of depth below the water surface is called as sounding. I would like to give one simple example for the recreational purpose. If you are in the boat and if you release a string at one of the end, so stone is fixed, and if you release the string into the water and if you measure the depth, so you are getting the depth below the water surface. That depth is nothing but is called as sounding. Okay, sounding means a measurement of depth of water or depth below the water surface. Then harbor. Harbor is a place where ships are parked for cargo and other purpose. It may be natural harbor or the artificial harbor. This is the area where the ships can take shelter or the refuge, and that area can be used for the loading and unloading of the goods and the passengers, and where other facilities are also provided. Then the reef, a submerged ridge or rock near the surface of the water is called as a reef. Then mean sea level, average of sea level height according to the mean sea level. As I said, at a particular location, when the reference point is located, where you have done the observations of the low tide and the high tide for the sufficient days, okay, and you will get the one level, that is the mean sea level. So these are the some of the photographs depicting the need of the hydrographic survey. Definitely these are the photographs of the docks and harbor area, where you can see the small steamers and the boats are the part. Yeah. When you are carrying out the hydrographic survey, you need some reference points, that is the vertical control and horizontal control. What is the need of the vertical control and horizontal control? For example, if you are locating the point inside the sea, then that the location of the point will be with respect to the point on the sea coast. For that purpose, the horizontal control is necessary, and when you are measuring the depth below the water surface, that depth is to be correlated with the any nearby benchmark. That is the vertical control. That means you have to find ultimately you are getting the depth. Okay, so that depth is to be mentioned in terms of the reduced level, or the elevation. So vertical control, for the depth calculation, and the horizontal control, okay, it may be in the form of the x and y coordinates, or it may be in the form of the well defined points. So main objective in the hydrographic survey is to determine the depth of water at a particular point or at a certain point. So the measurement of depth below the water surface is called as sounding. To take the sounding, the vertical control is necessary, and to locate the sounding, that means the point where the depth is measured, that is the sounding is taken, a horizontal control is necessary. Even when you conduct any kind of the survey on the ground, okay, you are locating the position of the point and you are determining the reduced level of that point. So location of the point is with respect to horizontal control, and you are measuring the elevation with respect to the vertical control. In same way, the point where the depth is measured is to be located with reference to the horizontal control, and the depth measured is to be located with reference to the vertical control. So the horizontal control may consist of any well defined point, or if you have conducted any traverse survey, so any traverse station, okay, the horizontal control may consist of either a triangulation station or the traverse station if already conducted on the shore. For surveys of large extent, a second or third order triangulation may be used as the main control, and for the surveys of small extent, a simple transitive survey may be used. Okay. So traverse may be done either by chain or tape, or traverse may be carried out by using plane tabling survey or by theodolite, depending on the nature of the stations. But nowadays the chain become obsolete, plane tables are also rarely used, so you may prefer the either theodolite or the total station, or even the GPS can be used. Okay. So hence the underwater and near water points may be located with reference to the traverse or triangulation. So vertical connections may be affected by the determination of the depth of the point below the water surface. So such determinations are known as the soundings. Then what are the different equipments required for the sounding? Okay, for most of the engineering works, the soundings are taken from the small boat, and to record the depth we need the sounding boat, sounding poles or the sounding rods, then the lead lines, sounding machines, and the advanced instruments like the echo sounding or the fathometer can be used for the sounding. So what is the sounding boat? It is nothing but our ordinary or boat, routine used boat. A row boat for sounding should be of sufficiently roomy and stable. You should have the sufficient space. It should have the proper stability. Okay, whether you are taking the sounding in the quiet water or the rough water, accordingly you have to use the flat bottom boat or the round bottom boats. Generally for regular sounding, a rowboat may be provided. Okay, and for quiet water, okay, for still water you may go for the flat bottom boat, but for rough water, round bottom boat is more suitable. When you are using the boat, it should be sufficiently spacious, that is roomy and stable. Okay. For regular soundings, a rowboat may be provided with a well through which the soundings are taken. A well means at the one of the side of the boat, okay, one hole is there. So through that area, okay, you can release the string, you can release the chain or your rope, whatever the equipment which you are using. Okay, so that portion is nothing but the well. It should be extended far enough over the side to prevent the line from striking the boat. There should not be collision with the boat. So these are the some of the photographs where the sounding operations are carried out. So these kinds of the boards can be used. Then the sounding poles. It is a pole of sound, straight gain well, seasoned tough timber, usually 5 to 8 centimeter in dia and 5 to 8 meter long. It is suitable for shallow and quiet waters. An arrow or the lead shoe at the sufficient weight is fitted at the end so that it may not be any effect of the weeds or the any kind of the plant is there at the bottom. So it helps in holding them upright in water. That because of that weight, it is possible to keep this rod perfectly in vertical position. A lead or weight should be of sufficient area so that it may not sink into mud or the sand. So pole of 6 meter can be used to depth up to the 4 meters. And you can have the lead lines. Lead line or a sounding line is usually a length of such a cord or a brass chain with a sounding lead attached to the end. So due to the prolonged use, the line of hemp or the cotton is liable to get stretched. So length may get altered. So you should be very cautious. So before taking the sounding, you have to check this its length so that you will get the proper depth. So from that viewpoint, it is advisable that it should be soaked in water for about 1 hour before it is used for taking the sounding, so that its length will not be altered. So length of the line should be tested frequently with a tape. For regular sounding, a chain or brass, a steel or the iron is preferred. Usually used for depth over about 6 meters. These lead lines are used. And what is sounding lead? Sounding lead is, you can see this in photograph. Okay. So sounding lead is a weight attached to the line, that particular rope or the wire. So this weight is conical in shape and varies from 4 to 12 kg. Depending on the depth of the water, its weight will be vary. The deep waters, you may use the heavy weight. For shallow waters, you may use the light weight. Okay. So depending on the depth of the water and the strength of the water current, okay, you have to decide the weight or the kind of the sounding lead. It often has a cup shaped cavity at the bottom. So advantage of having the cup shaped cavity at the bottom is you can procure the samples of the bottom of that water body. In the former days, the people were using the towel, the lard. It was fixed at the bottom of that lead line so that the soil particles will stick to that one, and that can be taken for the analysis purpose or for the testing purpose. These are the some of the photographs how the sounding operations are taken with the help of the sounding pole and with the help of the lead line. So this portion which you are showing, this one, this is the well. This is called as well. Some extra portion is provided, space is provided so that you can measure the depth, okay, without striking that rod to the sides of the boat. In the left hand side photograph shows this use of the sounding pole, and here the use of the lead lines. You can easily notice the kinds of the equipments used here. So this is the lead line, this conical shape at the bottom. So tallow is applied here so that you will get the soil particles here. So this is in brief about the hydrographic survey. Thank you.